What's going on, guys? It's your boy Anubis, bringing you a quick OBS guide or tutorial to just kind of get you through the setup of the basics. So real quick, guys, after downloading your OBS, which you can easily go to Google. So we're going to go to Google. We're going to look for OBS. Just hit enter. It should be the first one right here at the top. Open Broadcaster Software. From here, guys, you're going to download Get OBS 0.653 beta. This is the correct version of OBS that you guys want to have. Here, guys, you'll end up just following the instructions and prompts and downloading the OBS. So now let's open it up and get into the basics. So as you guys can see here in a moment. So as you guys can see here, I already have multiple scenes set up for my MLG because I do stream on the MLG channel for Mutiny. And then right here I have my Twitch channel. And I also have myself when I do vlogs, which is why I named it Self. So we got MLG, Twitch, Self. And here's the demo, guys. As you guys already see here, I already previously set this up for you guys. But I'm going to remove all that for you guys. Before we get into sources, guys, we're going to go into our settings. So we go to settings. First step is encoding. From encoding, you want to make sure these two boxes are checked. Enable CBR and enable CBR padding. Now, I recommend setting your max bitrate to 3000, but that's all dependent on your internet connection. So if you have a really strong internet upload speed, then I would recommend setting it to a max of 3000. Never go higher than 3000, as most streaming channels will not allow you to go past that anyway. Such as Twitch, the max bitrate you can do is 3500. And I believe the max bitrate for MLG is also 3500. From here, guys, you want to check, make sure your audio encoding is AAC, your format is 48 kilohertz, your bitrate is 128, and the channel is stereo. Once you have selected and changed everything you wanted to change, you click apply, and then we move on to broadcast settings. So in broadcast settings, guys, you guys can already see that I've already set up my live stream settings. So from here, guys, streaming service, you would select Twitch or whatever. So if you have one that's not listed on here, you would go to custom, which we'll talk about another later time in another video for all you guys who want to know how to stream from a different source that's not listed on here. So you guys, we're going to go to Twitch. We're going to choose our FMS URL. Now, obviously, New York is closer to me since I lived in New Jersey, but I found that this server does not primarily work for me. So basically, guys, from this point here, guys, you want to find a server that's closest to you. And normally, again, as I just mentioned, that the closest server to me would be New York. But again, I found that in my experience, it did not work well for me. So I choose the Ashburn, Virginia server. And then from here, we have to get our playpath/stream key. Now, in order to do that, guys, we need to go to twitch.tv to get that. Now, if you don't already have a Twitch account, guys, you're going to need to make one. Twitch right here. So we're going to go to twitch.tv. Obviously, I already have an account going on here, guys. So from here, guys, once you create your account and you've successfully logged in, you should see whatever you named your account. So mine is Anubis COD. We're going to click our name. A drop-down box will appear here, or drop-down menu. You're going to select dashboard. And then from here, guys, you're going to go to your stream key. And then you would click show key and then copy and paste the key that shows up. So I'm not going to show you guys that. I'm going to take that off to my other monitor here. So you guys can't see my stream key, because you never want to share that information with anybody, guys. Otherwise, pretty much anyone can end up streaming to your channel and basically ruining your channel, getting you shut down, getting you banned. And then you'll never be able to stream on Twitch ever again. So guys, I'm going to blow this back up on this side of the screen here. I already got my stream key. I'm going to close this out. Go back into here. I already hit Control-C, which allows you to copulate it. So basically, once you see your stream key, you want to highlight it. And then hit Control-C for copy. Come back to this box right here where it says Playpath. You're going to hit Control-V. It's going to paste your code in there, which you can't see, obviously. And then from here, guys, you want to make sure this box right here where it says Auto Reconnect is checked. Make sure your Auto Reconnect timeout is set for 10 seconds. That's pretty much all you need to worry about for the rest of this section, guys. Just make sure these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, 6 things technically, are all as you see here. So you want mode, live stream, streaming servers, Twitch, the closest server to wherever you live at, enter your stream key, auto reconnect, and make sure it's set for 10 seconds. After applying all that, guys, or after entering all that, guys, you want to apply it. And that's the next. Now we move on to our video. In video, guys, you want to make sure your video adapter is set to your graphics card. Some of you people may have multiple graphics cards. You want to select whatever graphics card is your primary graphics card or your best graphics card. I only have one graphics card, which is my NVIDIA GeForce GTX 660. So that's the only option I have available to me. So that's what is selected there. From here, guys, in your base resolution box right here, if you see it set to monitor, set it to custom. And then in these two white boxes, you want to set it to 1280 by 720 for streaming on Twitch, which will give you an aspect ratio of 16:9, which is for high definition. From here, guys, you have your resolution downscale, your filter, frames per second, and disable area for all you guys who are still running Windows 7 or Windows Vista. You guys need to upgrade. So for filter, guys, as you can see here, normally this is set to something else. I've physically changed this. Now to change this, guys, you go to your resolution downscale, get the drop down menu, just go down to the very next one. Now you see your filter becomes available to you. Normally it's set to bilinear. I changed it to Lancos, which gives you best detail, 36 samples. Now guys, from here, I go back to my resolution downscale, switch that back to 1280 by 720, so it's at none. And then that goes back to being grayed out. And then from here, guys, you have your frames per second. As you guys see here, I have mine set to 60 frames per second. That's for two primary reasons, guys. One is because of my capture card that I have, and two is because of my computer. Now, I know my computer can handle 60 frames per second, and I have a excellent capture card, which is the Elgato HD60, which I do recommend for every streamer to buy if they can afford one. Basically, guys, the whole objective to your frames per second is to make sure that you have a really good capture card and a really good computer. Now, if you have a really beast computer and you know like it can do 60 frames per second, that's beyond the point, guys. You also got to make sure that your capture card can handle the 60 frames per second. Otherwise, you could end up damaging your computer and damaging the capture card you're using. So again, that's why I recommend buying an Elgato capture card or buying an AverMedia. Both allow you to do 60 frames per second and can easily handle 60 frames per second or possibly even more. But generally, guys, you don't need to stream any more than 60 frames per second. So if you guys do not have an Elgato or an AverMedia, or do not have one of those high-end capture cards, leave your frames per second or your FPS to 30. Do not raise it above 30 until you get a better capture card. So once all these settings are set, once you have entered everything into all of these boxes, you want to apply. From here, we're going to go to our audio. Now, in the audio section here, guys, you got your desktop audio device, which is, for me right now, set to speakers. So we're just going to put it back to as this was a fresh install. So this is pretty much what it's going to look like as a fresh install. We're just going to apply that just for shits and giggles. So from here, guys, your desktop audio device. Now, the purpose of setting this up is so that way when you're streaming, your stream will be able to hear whatever you're hearing. So, like, say you want to set it to your speakers, or you want to set it to your headset, or you want to set it to whatever that it is you're listening through. So for me, I set it to my speakers, because that there are other options for my audio device. I have my XSplit, I have my Astros, I have this Realtek digital output, I have the speakers, Yeti stereo microphone, the BenQ, which has built-in speakers into the monitor itself. But I choose to use the speakers that I have attached to my PC, because I normally play everything through those speakers. Make it more simple, guys, for you, to make it just more easily to understand, is that this enables you to have your viewers listen to whatever it is that you're listening to. Microphone, obviously that's self-explanatory, so your viewers can hear you. Now, if you don't have a microphone, obviously you're going to have to leave that as disabled or default. I would recommend leaving it at disabled if you do not have a microphone, to prevent any kind of distortion or any background noises that may get played if you leave it at default. Obviously, I have multiple choices here. I have my Astros, I have my webcam, and I have my Yeti, which I'm currently using, so I'm going to use the Yeti. And then from here, guys, people have complained that they couldn't really hear me in the stream. So what I've done is I boosted my mic auxiliary boost here, which basically makes me sound louder when I stream, which enables everyone to hear me better. Your desktop boost enables your viewers to hear whatever you're listening to. They'll be able to hear it even louder. So generally, I would recommend leaving your desktop boost at 1. And then if your stream guys, people can't say, they can't hear you, then you're going to want to come back to this setting right here, where it says microphone auxiliary boost, and change that to a 2 or 3, 4, depending on how loud you need it. Just be careful though, because the boost is very sensitive and you can become very, very loud. So be forewarned, guys. And generally, you want to have your mic sync offset to 0 milliseconds, which is what I have mine set to. From there, you're going to apply. Oh, guys, we're going to skip hotkeys and go straight to advanced. And this will be the last thing we need to mess with in the entire settings. So from here, guys, in the first box in general, guys, you see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things in here that we can mess with. So first thing, guys, we want to make sure this very first box is checked where it says multi-threaded optimizations. I want to make sure that's checked. Process priority class to normal. Set your scene buffering time to 700 milliseconds. So make sure this says 700. This is normal, and this is checked. Fourth box right here, make sure it's unchecked. Do not check this box. And then the final box in general, you want to make sure it's checked where it says allow other modifiers on hotkeys. Now, moving on to your video box here, guys. Not too much you got to really worry about in here. So we're going to go to our X264 CPU preset. We're going to set that to very fast if it's not already set to there. That's basically, you never want to change this. You always want to leave this on very fast. Going to encoding profile, you want to set this to main. Always leave it on main. Then for keyframe interval, for Twitch or MLG, you generally want to keep this at 2. Never set it to 0, 3, or 1. Leave it at 2. 2 is the primary number, the number of the champions. Just the general number of where you want to leave it at. I don't know why exactly. Again, I don't know too many details about this, but these are the most optimal and best settings I can provide you guys. And then for this box right here, it says use CFR, excuse me. Make sure that is checked. And then for the rest of this, guys, you don't need to worry about anything else in here. None of this matters. So pretend none of this stuff down below doesn't even exist. After fixing all your settings here, make sure you click apply and then click OK. Now from here, guys, we're almost ready to stream. Here, guys, we're going to click preview stream. As you guys can see in the bottom right hand corner, it's already picking up our bitrate. You guys see it juggle between maybe 2500 and 3400, which is, you want to make sure this is always green. If this isn't green, you may need to choose a lower bitrate or choose another location. So from here, guys, we're going to go to our sources here. We're going to right click in an empty space, go to add. We're going to go to video capture device to find our capture card that we're using. So for instance, I'm using the Elgato, so we're going to just name it Elgato. This device selection screen will open. From here, you'll have devices, and you'll have an option of whatever devices that are being detected currently. Obviously, from the drop-down menu here, you can see there's the Elgato, Logitech, and XSplit. So we're going to choose the Elgato. Now, you're not going to change anything or mess with anything in here, guys, besides maybe the audio to the stream. You guys want to also make sure your audio input device right here, it says use device audio. You want to make sure this looks exactly as you see here. Do not mess with any of these settings in here unless you know what you're doing. Be very careful with messing with these settings. So guys, now I would recommend turning down your game volume. So to do that, guys, so it's not as loud to stream. You can see right there, those numbers are popping, how low it's going. I'm going to set it to 60%. And then I'm going to go to OK. Now momentarily, guys, you will see my Elgato and see exactly what I see, or what you should be seeing. So here you go. There's my Xbox 360 dashboard. This is what you should be seeing from your capture card once you've entered it into sources. Now let's say you want to get a little bit more fancy. You have an overlay that someone made for you from when you started streaming here that you've had for a long time and just never got a chance to use it. We're going to right click in an empty space again, go to add, and we're going to go to image. Now in images here, we're going to call it overlay. Let's say you have one made for you already. Then we're going to go look for that overlay. For mine is already right here in my download section. Now I have two different ones. I'm going to show you this one, the primary one I normally use right now. So we're going to open it. It's going to insert into this empty, that was empty here. We're going to go to OK. Ta-da! And there goes our overlay. Now let's say our overlay looks something different. Like let's say it looked like this. Let's say it was smaller, right? Like, oh man, that's not, that's not how big I wanted it. That's not, I want that bigger. Like, that doesn't really go there. You can either go to edit scene right here, as I did, and resize it like that. Or you can, shrink it down, resize it. Or, guys, a more simpler way, let's say you just want to fit it to screen. Like, say you had a big one that goes all the way around here. You just right-click on your title that says overlay, go to position and size, fit to screen, and then ta-da, it will snap and fit directly within your parameters that you've already preset. We need to get our webcam here, so we're going to right-click in an empty space. We're going to go to video capture device. We're going to name it webcam. From here, again, you get the device selection screen. You're going to the drop-down menu. Look for your webcam. Mine is the Logitech HD Pro Webcam C920. Go to select that. From here, you just leave everything as is. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to set my webcam to 1920 by 1080, just because it can handle that. It can even go beyond that, but you don't need to go beyond that. Generally, you want to keep your webcam at probably at 1280 by 720. I'm just doing 1080 because I want the best quality possible. Alright, so then we're going to click OK. Now, as you guys can see here, my face has been cut off. Like, oh no, it's too big. It doesn't fit. Well, no need to fear. Again, you can manually resize it, or you can snap it right in there. So you go to position and size, fit to screen. Ta-da! Now you're like, Anubis, though, where's your overlay? And where's the game? Well, it's behind me. So let's go ahead and shrink this down. There it is. Ta-da! And there is my overlay. As you guys can see here, my webcam kind of goes over my overlay, which is not what we want to do. So again, we're going to go back to our webcam here that's highlighted. We're going to right-click it. We're going to go to Order. We're going to move down. Ta-da! See, now it sinks in behind my overlay, but still goes over the game. So from here, guys, we need to properly refit it. So we're just going to Edit Scene, which is already here. Going to go to the far corner. Make it fit, make it fit, make it fit, make it fit. We're working on it. Now we're going to use the arrow keys to kind of just position it and fit it into where we want it to be. I kind of can't see what I'm doing from this angle. Alright, I think that's good enough. We're going to edit scene. So now I can't see it. Now if I click something, I can't move it around. I can't change the size of it. But if I want to change the size of anything in here, I would click edit scene again. And then just click, say I wanted to change the size of the game or my overlay. There's my overlay right there. So there you go. There's the overlay. Let's say I want to change the Elgato. So we highlight Elgato, go to the menu and just change it, whatever. Make it whatever you want to make it, guys. And then once you're happy with whatever size it's at, click edit scene, and then everything will lock into place where you can't mess with it or accidentally change something that you don't want to change. So there you guys go. This is pretty much the basic setup right here, guys. If you guys don't have an overlay, well then, you just kind of put your webcam in there. See? So you can put your webcam anywhere you want. Say, oh, you don't want it in that far right corner. You want it in another corner. So we'll just drag it over here. Hey, I'm over here. Or you want it down here. Or you want it right in the middle of your screen for whatever apparent reason. You want to block everybody from seeing what's right in front of you while you're playing a game. I don't know. You can pretty much put your webcam anywhere you feel comfortable. Or whatever. Now, let's say you don't have a webcam and you just want to use an overlay. That's fine, too. So for this instance, let's say, I don't have a webcam overlay. So let's use a different overlay here. So we're going to go to Properties. We're going to go to Browse. We're going to use this overlay. Even though this overlay does have a webcam box, but we don't have a webcam, we're saying, for now. So now we're going to check that. See, now, ta-da, there's the overlay. Now let's say it didn't come in this size like this. It wasn't fitting to screen already. All right, let's just say it wasn't fitting the screen. So let's say it looked something like this. When you put it on, it came on like that. It's like, oh no, that's not the proper size. Right click on overlay, go to position and size, fit to screen, and then it should snap and look just as beautiful as this does. This is pretty much the basic setup, guys. I will do another video on another day that will discuss how to set up follower alerts, donator alerts, and more. So stay tuned, guys. Let me know if you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to retweet this video and share it on all your social media, guys. Thank you so much. Remember, stay cool, be cool, give respect, and you'll get respect in return. I'm your boy, Anubis, and I'm out. Peace. I love ya.